Hey y'all, it's Nat. Welcome back to my channel. So today I kind of just want to do like a little check-in, a mid-month check-in, because I hardly ever finally do like my wrap-ups anymore. So I kind of just wanted to do like a check-in to let you know what I have been reading, what are my thoughts, or whatever has been going on as well, right? So yeah, let me look at my because I have my handy dandy iPad so that I can actually look at my book calendar to let you know what I read. Because I have DNF'd quite a bit. Like I have just put things down. I've been in a mood and it's been a shame. But anyway, so if you're new here, my name is Nat. I go by the handle name of at the bookish underscore wife on TikTok and Instagram whenever I decide to post over there. Okay. I am also the communications manager for Black Romance Book Fest. So that's the whole thing too. And I have yet to do another like video specifically for that. And I guess I'm going to record that eventually. But you know, in the meantime, here we are. So like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so for the month of September, of course, this is my birthday month. I did do a birthday haul. And so I did show everyone what books I was able to receive for my birthday. Thank you everyone who bought something. So far, and today is what, the 20th, right? So I've read and completed 4 books so far this month. And that starts out with Cheryl Lister's No Reservations. I really enjoy that. That was my first book that I can recall from Cheryl Lister that I've read. I may have read Cheryl Lister, maybe years ago, back in the day, whenever it was like the Kimani romance and all that stuff. I probably did, because there was a lot of authors I read, because I did get those books like every month. I don't remember the authors' names though at this point, but anyway, No Reservations was pretty good. I really enjoyed that. It's something about where I am in my reading journey now, where I enjoy reading adult romances or adult, books, period, women's fiction or whatever. I'm cool with reading about younger people, but because I'm at my ripe age, I don't really care to read about the young and the dumb. I'm gonna say young and dumb. I'm sorry. That was so wrong. That was so wrong of me. I don't want to read about the young and naiveness of the younger generation. I just don't want to read it. And this is no shade to anybody that reads it. Hey, read what you want to read. I am an advocate for reading what you like. But for me, in my mind, in my eyes, and I'm trying to read something, I don't want to read that anymore. Not really. I don't. But yeah, No Reservations. These were all adult women. They had their situations. Everybody had something going on, and it was relatable. And I know some people don't like to read like reality in books because you read to escape. But I read to escape as well. But I have an issue when things don't sound plausible, or if it really couldn't happen. I'm like, I don't want to read this. It's just me. And next up, I had read Walter Mosley's Grey Dawn. That was a ALC book that I was able to get from Libra FM. I am in their influencer program, where I get to choose 10 audiobooks a month that typically are brand new, have not been released or what have you. I enjoyed that one. There were a lot of characters, but it all came together as usual. I am one of those people. I realize that I like, is it crime fiction? I think it's what's called crime fiction, like the detective books. I really like those. I used to say thriller, but I'm starting to see now that I really don't care about thriller like that. If it's too dark, I don't want to read it. I am very vivid when I read, so I'm very particular about what I read. So if I start to read it and it is very, very dark, where my mind goes somewhere else, that ain't for me, and I'm not gonna mess with it. But Grey Dawn was actually really good. It wasn't dark or anything, but it was a pretty good book. And it reminded me of, because I love Ian K. Smith's Ash Kane series, and the way that, the comedic way that Easy Rawlins is, it kind of reminds me of Ash Kane. And I can see that maybe that was a something like a mentor, somebody he looked up to, somebody he read, somebody he loves. I don't know, but that's who it reminds me of. So anyway, next up, I read The Blood Trials by Enid Davenport. I have been trying to get into fantasy. And I know that's like a sci-fi fantasy. I read though, not read. I watch those shows or movies or what have you. I have no problem with that. I love Star Wars. Like, believe it or not, I am a Star Wars, Star Trek. Like, I love that type of stuff when I watch it. Reading it, however, is something that I'm trying to get into, but I think it's the excess dialogue and the all of the world building that I don't like. So if you can do it in a way where it's kind of it's building, but yet it's moving along type, I don't know. It's a certain way it got to be done. Um, that's what I'll get into, and I have yet to find something like that. So if y'all have any recommendations, please let me know. Okay. But I read the Blood Trials, and I have to admit, it was not my favorite. I didn't hate it, but it was not my favorite because I have an issue with. I did not like the FMC in that book. I didn't. It is what it is. I mean, hey, you can hate me for it. It is. I don't care. I just did not like Akenna in that book. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, the action, the trials themselves, very entertaining. I enjoyed all of that. But like her attitude and her I get, she's trying to figure out what happened to her grandfather. It was a lot of racism going on in the book, a lot of colorism type things. There were just it was just a lot, right? I kind of felt like it was over excess, if that makes sense. Like it was so bad. It was like she was trying too hard to make the point. I don't know. It just was it was just over in excess. And then the fact that Akenna wouldn't listen to anybody, she knew everything. She was very hot headed. Like, she stressed me out. Okay. She really stressed me out through the book. Unfortunately, I started the Blood Gift, but because she was basically the same, I just put it down. I didn't finish reading. I'm not even gonna go back to it. I'm not. But I am on a book tour for her new book for These Vicious Oats. Ain't it what's called? These Vicious this yeah, I think it's These Vicious Oats. I think that's what it's called. I am going to read that one, and I'm going to see if it's something different. Everybody's talking about how good they love it. I don't really recall a lot of people talking about Blood Trials and the Blood Gift like that, the duology. I'm not sure, or maybe it just was on my radar. But I have been seeing everybody under the sun loving Our Vicious Oats by Annie Davenport. So I am on a book tour, and we're gonna see if I like it. Hey, I'm willing to give an author a chance. If I don't like it, I just don't like it, right? I'm not gonna bash it. I'm not gonna bash her writing because her writing was really good. I actually enjoyed. Um, I did enjoy the story. I just didn't like the main character. Ain't that crazy? Anyway, next up, I read another Cheryl Lister book called Sweet Summer Days. It was something I found on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know. It was relatively short, but I actually really enjoyed that. I really love the disability representation in that one. They were older, right? They were retired. They were finding love. I even love the intimate part where they actually got together, and it was just really sweet. It wasn't like vulgar. It wasn't all this kinky. It was just a sweet romance. I love it. It was really good. It was a nice change, you know what I'm saying? So it was really good. I really enjoyed that. Um that's all I have that I finished for the month. I did start, hold on one momento. Where is it on the shelf? I did start this book, The Street by Ann Petrie. And let me tell you something. This is actually pretty good. I didn't finish it only because I was just listening to it on audio, and I kept falling asleep. And I kept falling asleep because I kept trying to listen to it at night when I'm in the bed. Bad situation. But this right here, this is a really good book. The parts that I remember hearing was very interesting. The perspective. This is a very, very thought-provoking, very good book. And the fact that she was the first African American to sell what was it, over 1 million copies? This book right here. I'm definitely invested. Okay. But In case you don't know what this one is about, no, I wasn't reading about all the other stuff, but in case you don't know what this is about, the street follows the spirited Luddy. Is it Ludi? I think it was Luddy. Ludi. I'm gonna say Ludi. Ludi Johnson, a newly single mother whose efforts to claim a share of the American dream for herself and her young son meet frustration at every turn in 1940s Harlem, opening a fresh perspective on the realities and challenges of black female working class life. The Street became the first novel by an African American woman to sell more than 1 million copies. That's what I said. This, if you don't have this, get it. If you don't have it on your shelf, definitely put it there. Borrow it, listen to audio, immersive, annotate, just let it marinate. I would just literally sit here and read it. You see how small those words are? You see how small that is? I don't know if it's gonna zero in. Anyway, they're a little too small for me. Me and my eyes, honey. I need some help. Okay, I just need some help. What I am reading and what I plan to get into today is my guy Donald Goines. Don't feed. I just dropped the book. Hold on, y'all. Too funny. Anyway, this is highly recommended from my friend Rashada. She said that this was an amazing book. The perspective in the book is just crazy and amazing. I've never read anything by Donald Goines, and I have realized, and I think I said it in my last video, that if I'm going to read urban, I want to read urban from the early 2000s, late 90s or whatever. I want to read urban from back in the day. It's just a certain way that the stories are written that I like. This is not throwing shade to anybody that's writing urban now, because I do like a few people. I just like a few people, right? But I don't really read urban too much anymore, not like I used to. And when I did, this is the kind of urban I was reading. So when I started trying to read urban, in today's time, I was just like, I'm not really feeling it. It's just me. It is what it is. But I am reading this. I hadn't been able to get to it this week. I read a few things. I'm on chapter, I don't know what chapter I'm on. I know I'm on page 76. What chapter is this? This is chapter 5. In case you don't know what this is about, let me tell you, okay? Teddy finally got the girl of his dreams. Together, Teddy and Terry filled people with admiration wherever they went. Young, gifted, and black, the future was theirs for the taking. But Teddy had a small little addiction. Then Terry had a taste. Then life took a wrong turn into the darkest, vilest back alleys. Drained from years of his own addiction to heroin, Goines holds nothing back in this graphic, unflinching tale of lives destroyed by drugs. Each page tells it like it is, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, which keeps you coming back for more. Okay. First of all, Tupac Shakur has said, Machiavelli was my tutor, Donald Goines my father figure. What can we say, right? Ashley Antoinette said, Donald Goines is the most iconic voice in urban fiction. His masterful pen is timeless. Let me tell you something. It was literally, I think it was was it prologue or was it chapter 1? 1 second. Let me see. It was chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1. I read this. My mouth was on the floor. Something that I talk about with my friends or what have you when we get in conversations about books. And I know every author is not the same, right? And this is not taken away from anybody. However, I'm going to tell you what I like. I love to be able to read and I can visualize everything that you're saying in the book. It's not overly descriptive or over wordy. However, the descriptions and the words that he's writing in this book, it's like you're in the room. Like literally you're in the room. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I have not read a book in a very long time that made me feel that way. Now, I've read some very good books, don't get me wrong, and I just really was taken away with the story, but to vividly be in the room and you can see everything like it's playing like a movie without me listening to audio, true writer. This is a storyteller. We have a lot of writers, we have a lot of authors. We don't have many storytellers. Somebody that can really tell the story and you feel every emotion, you see everything, you're there in the story. This right here, and y'all, I'm only on 76 and I'm just amazed. And the perspective that this gives you from an addict, this is amazing. Okay, this is just amazing. If you have not, this is amazing. And I did get this for my birthday. And my girl Rashonda did buy this for my birthday. And I am definitely going to dive into this today since I don't have any plans. And I just want to let you know that Nas is my bookmark, okay? If books rule the world. That's all I'm saying. I think that's it. I can tell you, so for October, I do plan to just read. I'm slowing down. So my friend Rashonda she was doing Slow Down September this month, and I thought that was a really great thing. And so that was part of me finding physical books that are on my shelf. And you see, my shelves are actually kind of messy, and I really have to try to organize it. But my goal is to really get into a lot of these hardcovers and paperbacks, these physical books that I have on my shelf that I have not even tried to read. I had did a book haul. I had got a bunch of books. I think it was like second quarter of the year, because the whole first quarter I did not buy anything. I was on a book ban. I just didn't buy nothing. And I'm pretty much on that at that point. I have one book to get because I'm getting ready to do like a juice cleanse and exercise and everything. And I need to get something else outside of Atomic Habits. Habits. I said habits. Habits. I'm going to get like another, not self-development, just some other kind of nonfiction type book. Not unless I have another on my shelf that I don't know I got. Anyway, for that I'm actually doing, that's something personal, something else. But I want to get into these and actually take my time and annotate and read these books. And so I had did a like little drawing thing where I had pulled, I said, two of the books I'm going to get out of my little cup that I had some titles folded up. That's what I'm going to read. And that's where the Dope Fiend came in from. And then the other book was Sugar by, what is it? Diane McKinney. I'm sorry, Bernice L. McFadden. I'm sorry. I said Diane McKinney. Yeah, Sugar is the other book I was going to read, Bernice L. McFadden. So I heard how good this book was as well. These words are relatively small as well. I need these new glasses, y'all. I'm officially in I'm going to need me some large print era because anyway. But I have this book. So these two were part of my getting off my shelf and read something. And so after Dope Fiend, I plan to read this. And then lastly, I'm going to end it with, I was able to get Where the Wildflowers Grow by Tara Shelton. I cannot talk today, y'all. Tara Shelton Harris. I am going to get into this. I did start to read it, and that was when I knew I needed annotation. I need to annotate. And so the publisher reached out and I was able to get this book. This is a cute little bookmark. I see this little mark. It's cute. I like the paper that it's on. Anyway, and it's a little thicky. This book does not come out until February 2026. So I do have time to read this, but I do want to go ahead and read it because it has been on my mind. And I keep it on my desk or right here in sight so I don't forget about it because I know how I am. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to read this. After I read Sugar, after I read Dope Fiend. Okay, and I'm digging into this right now. The only other thing I do know is I think I re-requested the audio for The Street so that I can get back and actually start over and really get into that annotation or what have you. It may take me a minute, but it is what it is. So, lastly but not least, y'all, I went to the Dollar Tree. You know what I found at Dollar Tree? I found this, The Son of Mr. Suleiman by Eric Jerome Dickey. This was $1.50 at the Dollar Tree. It was the only copy my Dollar Tree had. It had to come home with me. I said, you know what? I love me some EJD. I'm going to go ahead and get this book. And it's a hardcover, and I love me some hardcover books. So this was my prize. I bought this for myself. I was excited. So anyway, that's all I have today for y'all. Yeah. So I guess I will talk to you soon.